My video for April the 25th, 2019 is video number 3066. The title is a question. Does God ever answer prayer? This video was triggered when my 3064th YouTube video for April the 23rd, 2019 was blocked by YouTube. People are telling me on Facebook that they cannot access it at all. The one I recorded after that with a resto seems to work just fine. Yes, I'm very frustrated. Even though I do not monetize my videos, this is my job for years now. Daily videos since January 2011. To me, this seems to be an arbitrary move by someone at YouTube. However, I'm having a hard time even appealing their decision. They did not even send me an email, as it indicates they do. Believe me, they do not make anything easy to understand or to get a more detailed explanation or a corrective action. Anyway, I've been praying for decades now for the Lord to bring us the kingdom of heaven on earth. Does anyone hear me, or the many others who have needed help for a long time? Who hears our cries for help? And I have help all capitalized with an exclamation point and a question mark after it. Who hears our cries? Help! Anyway, folks, I am really frustrated. I finally managed, after I had the camera and everything set up in the room here, I finally managed to get the mouse working on the other computer so that I could run my timer, because the mouse wasn't even working on the other computer. And ever since they did that Windows update, which of course I reverted back to the previous one and undid that update and then blocked them from automatically doing the updates as they were doing, I've got the mouse working again and the time so that I can use the timer on the other computer, on the older Dell computer. But there's so many issues that I thought were resolved, and now I'm finding they're unresolved because of that window update. And even when I reverted back to the previous setting, which there was only one available, I couldn't get it to work. And I have a boot disk from Acronis True Image, and it's supposed to work on any of my computers, but when I load that, it doesn't load Acronis, it loads Windows again. So I'm at wit's end trying to figure out how things are supposed to work. I thought everything was resolved. In fact, I talked to one of my friends who has helped me in the past with computer issues and told him that everything was fine. And that was just a couple of days ago before all this happened. It's absolute insanity. I mean, my video went up live at 4 a.m. I was supposed to go on with Aristo at 5 a.m. He was about 15 minutes late. But in that time, there was a Windows update. And everything changed with that Windows update. Everything changed. And it's interesting because my newer Dell didn't have a Windows critical update. My Acer computer didn't have the Windows critical update, just the new one. Just the older Dell had the critical update, and it messed everything up. It messed all the changes that my friend from England helped me with. And it's as if we didn't do anything. I mean, the computer was working so well, and now it's slower than my Acer computer, which is a much slower operating system. It's older and it's much slower. This one now, the older of the two Dells, is extremely, it takes 2 or 3 minutes just to get to the boot thing where I can type in the password. And it wasn't allowing me to use the mouse. I had to do it like 3 or 4 times and run it in safe mode. And then I finally got the mouse working again. And then I went out of safe mode and back in. But Acronis didn't do anything. The boot disk, the backup disk that's supposed to help me repair everything, didn't even register it. It didn't even take it. I don't understand, and I need my friend from England to help, but he's available on weekends, not during the week. So this is Wednesday. Anyway, good news is my Social Security check was deposited into my account this morning, and I'm happy about that. I was able to do my grocery shopping and get a lot more from my health food, health conscious eating with a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I'm learning to make smoothies out of my fruits now. And I buy a lot more fruit, and I'm making smoothies out of them and drinking smoothies, which I think is I hope it's a step in the right direction toward being healthier, because I want my body to not have the problems that it had. And the supplement that I had ordered finally arrived Monday, and so I'm able to take that now as part of my daily regimen of supplements, which is supposed to keep kidney stones from forming. I hope so, because boy, that was a painful experience, and I would prefer never to have to go through it again. There's lots of things that I've experienced in my life that I'd prefer never to have to go through again. But I keep wondering if God will ever bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. I've believed that since I was a little kid. I was supposed to play a role. I've known that all my life. It's been my life mission. And I'd like to know that God is real. But I look at some of the things that I'm overlooked, especially in the Old Testament, but even some of the things in the New Testament. How did I ever believe that? Well, I was brainwashed the same as everybody else. I may have been relatively intelligent compared to a lot of people with a little bit higher IQ, but nevertheless, I'm realizing as I get older how much I don't yet know. And I don't know how we're going to fix the problems, not just with the computer. That's just a step along the way. But the problems that we have with planet Earth, the problems we have with the injustices, the problems we have with the corporatization of human beings, because corporations can't deal with human beings, they turn human beings into corporations, which means corpses, folks. These are all things that we need to know. And is saying that somehow making me break YouTube's rules? It's my first strike, but they say if there's 3 strikes, they take down your channel. Well, I know that's happened to several people, but the other alternatives you have to pay for. And when you're on a limited income like I am, you watch everything you spend. Anyway, I do hope that finally God will say, yeah, people have been crying out for years, and there's a lot of people on the earth now that are going through a lot of hard situations. And one of my friends was just notified. I think I said that on another video, maybe. She was just notified that she has till Friday to get out of her house. A lady that's just a little bit younger than me. Crazy, crazy stuff. Will God ever take responsibility for creation? And no, people, it's not up to us unless we are empowered, unless our codons are turned back on. Then we can take action. But until we are empowered or enriched to be empowered, it doesn't make any difference. Please, please, Creator God, hear us, not just my cries, but the cries of humanity for help against the tyranny of oppression that we've been suffering under for a long time. Namaste.